Let's go Broncos! What if I told you the Denver Broncos are sitting on a ticking time bomb, one that could explode into a deep playoff run or complete disaster, depending on two controversial decisions? I'm talking about a rookie being hounded by NFL referees and a veteran linebacker who could resign if the front office hesitates. And believe me, after you know the details, you'll never see this team the same way again. Before we embark on this roller coaster ride, give this a like if you've ever yelled at your TV during a Broncos game. And if you're a diehard fan who's followed the highs and lows, from the Elway era to the Tebow miracle and now the Sean Payton era, leave a comment below saying, "Go Broncos!" My heart bleeds orange and blue. Now, hold on tight, because what I'm about to reveal might change your view of this team's future. Sean Payton is not holding back. After the controversial matchup against the Green Bay Packers, where the Broncos emerged victorious with a 34-26 win, Coach Payton made headlines, not just for the win, but for what he said afterward. At the heart of it all, a deeply questionable pass interference call on rookie cornerback Riley Moss. The penalty sparked a fire in Payton, who didn't mince words when asked about it. While he held back from dropping the full curse word, he made it clear the call was complete. His words weren't just frustration. They were a full-blown critique of what he sees as a disturbing trend in officiating inconsistencies this season. Payton was adamant, the league needs to do better. And he's right. The replay of that so-called pass interference shows Moss in tight, legal coverage, textbook defense, really. The kind of coverage coaches dream of. Hand fighting? Totally legal. But despite being in perfect position, Moss was flagged, leading Payton to question the very standard the league uses when officiating defensive backs. Here's where it gets even more intense. Riley Moss, who often finds himself on the opposite side of the field from Pat Certain, the NFL's elite lockdown corner, is being targeted more than any other defensive back in the league. Quarterbacks simply don't want to test Certain, so the ball constantly heads Moss's way. The result? Moss leads the entire league in defensive pass interference calls with 8. The next closest? Just 5. Now, before anyone jumps to conclusions about Moss's performance, let's look at the full picture. Yes, he's got the most DPI calls in the NFL, but he also has 15 pass breakups this season, more than respectable for a young corner. It's a boom or bust style of play, no doubt, but Moss is making plays. Big ones. The kind of impact plays that change games. For every big gain or questionable penalty, he's batting down passes and making offenses think twice. You can't just write him off. The truth is, he's a high-risk, high-reward player, and he's getting better. Let's not ignore the reality either. Moss is being placed in one of the hardest positions in the league. Playing opposite a generational talent like Certain automatically puts a target on your back. And if you're a quarterback facing the Broncos, where are you going to throw? Not towards Certain. That means Moss is going to get tested more often, and unfortunately, he's also under a microscope when it comes to officiating. It's almost as if the refs are anticipating something to call against him. Sean Payton's outburst wasn't just about one bad flag. It's about a systemic problem. If you can't trust the officiating to be consistent, especially in high-leverage moments, how can you expect defenses to play aggressive, physical football? It changes the game, and Payton knows it. He's standing up for his player, and frankly, for the integrity of the sport. And speaking of players who represent the Broncos' identity, let's shift to another name that deserves serious recognition, Alex Singleton. If anyone embodies what it means to wear the orange and blue, it's him. Singleton's season has been nothing short of inspirational. Not only did he shift to middle linebacker this season to accommodate Dre Greenlaw, but he did so after battling a cancer diagnosis and undergoing surgery to remove a tumor. Despite all that, Singleton hasn't just returned. He's thrived. With 111 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and a PFF grade of 66.4 in just 13 games, Singleton continues to show why he's a staple in this defense. And let's not forget, this is his 5th season with over 100 tackles in the last 6 years. He's 32 now, sure, but his leadership and toughness bring value that can't be measured just in stats. He's not just a player. He's a symbol of what this team is about. So what's next for him? He's set to hit free agency in March, along with John Franklin Myers, making him one of the most high-profile, unrestricted free agents on the roster. But should the Broncos bring him back? That's the big question. With the current depth concerns at linebacker and uncertainty surrounding young talent like Drew Sanders, Singleton provides stability. The kind of stability this team can't afford to lose. And while we're still talking about the heart and soul of this team, let's not underestimate the importance of culture guys like Alex Singleton when you're building a championship contender. Sean Payton knows it. Broncos fans know it. And anyone who's been following this team closely understands that having a guy in the locker room like Singleton, someone who battles through cancer, switches positions for the team, and still racks up over 100 tackles, is priceless. He's not just a linebacker. He's a tone setter. A guy who plays every down like it could be his last. And after everything he's been through, maybe he sees it that way too. Think about what that does to a locker room. You're a rookie walking into that building, trying to learn the ropes, and you see a 32-year-old veteran who just had surgery for a cancerous tumor outworking everybody. That inspires. That motivates. That sets a standard. Payton is trying to instill discipline and accountability across this roster, and you need guys like Singleton who already live those values. He doesn't need to be told what it means to wear that uniform. He knows. That's the kind of leadership you can't teach. Now, let's be real. The age factor is there. Singleton is no spring chicken. He'll be 34 by the time a 2-year extension is up. But guess what? Not every deal has to be a long-term gamble. This is about the next 2 seasons. This is about giving yourself a reliable anchor while your younger talent develops. It's about having a guy who will give you everything he's got and still have enough in the tank to mentor the next generation of Broncos linebackers. And with the depth concerns this team currently has, it's not like you're flush with options. Bringing Singleton back just makes sense. And let's not ignore the chemistry between Singleton and Dre Greenlaw. That duo has grown more effective every week. They complement each other. Singleton's tackling machine mentality paired with Greenlaw's range and aggression gives the Broncos one of the most underrated linebacker tandems in the AFC. You take Singleton out of the equation, and you're not just losing production, you're disrupting chemistry. That could cost you wins in 2025. Meanwhile, back to Riley Moss. The targeting continues, and the numbers don't lie. 8 DPI calls is absurd. And yet, here's a rookie who doesn't back down, who keeps competing, who bounces back from a blown call by grabbing a key interception. That's resilience. That's mental toughness. Payton sees it, and he made sure the media saw it too. He didn't just defend Moss. He went out of his way to call out the league. He's saying, enough is enough. And honestly, Broncos fans should be echoing that same message. It's not just about one player being targeted. It's about setting a precedent. If the league is going to let bad calls stand without accountability, then defensive backs across the NFL are at risk. But for now, it's Riley Moss bearing the brunt of it, and Payton's not going to let that slide. This is a coach fighting for his guy, and we haven't seen that kind of fire from a Broncos head coach in a long time. It matters. It resonates in the locker room. But here's what's most exciting about this whole situation. Despite the bad calls, despite the injuries, despite all the setbacks, this team is still in the fight. And if they continue to build around tough, resilient players like Moss and Singleton, while holding the league accountable when needed, they're setting themselves up not just for short-term success, but long-term stability. That's the blueprint Sean Payton is working with. He's not just building a roster, he's building a culture. One that's built on toughness, accountability, and unity. And Broncos country, it's starting to show. Now, if you're still watching this video, you're one of the real ones. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Should Singleton be re-signed for 2 more years? Is Moss being unfairly targeted? And do you believe this team has the grit to push toward a playoff run, and maybe, just maybe, make a run at the big one? Click on the next video on your screen for more exclusive Broncos coverage, and as always, go Broncos! What if I told you the Denver Broncos are sitting on a ticking time bomb, one that could explode into a deep playoff run or complete disaster, depending on 2 controversial decisions? I'm talking about a rookie being hounded by NFL referees and a veteran linebacker who could resign if the front office hesitates. And believe me, after you know the details, you'll never see this team the same way again. Before we embark on this roller coaster ride, give this a like if you've ever yelled at your TV during a Broncos game. And if you're a diehard fan who's followed the highs and lows, from the Elway era to the Tebow miracle and now the Sean Payton era, leave a comment below saying, "Go Broncos!" My heart bleeds orange and blue. Now, hold on tight, because what I'm about to reveal might change your view of this team's future. Sean Payton is not holding back. After the controversial matchup against the Green Bay Packers, where the Broncos emerged victorious with a 34-26